Good morning, and welcome back to another episode of the Talk Terror Morning Show, where we go over tips, tricks, ideas, and exercises to help make you the absolute best entrepreneur you can be, not only for yourself, but for the people you love and care about most. You become better for not only you, but the people you love and care about most. You gotta be a little uncomfortable and take that leap of faith. You're in control of the process. I'm here with you. If we don't continue to grow, if we don't continue to move on, we will be sad and upset. We have a really fun episode this morning. We're going to be talking about Reinhold Niebuhr. He was one of the more influential theologian and writers. So he was one of the better writers. The Nature and Destiny of Man is his most popular writing. It was placed in the top 100 list of nonfiction writings, The Nature and Destiny of Man. I like older literature. There's something about older books that I really enjoy. Something about how it seemed like the intention with writing a long time ago was to really help people learn and to cement legacy and to really help inspire for decades and decades to come. There's so many good traits of people in the past that I think we can still continue to neglect. Were there problems in the past? Yes, you could pick anything apart. But I think there were, even if you read letters. I was in Michigan the other day, and we went to this museum, and I was reading letters from World War II. And even these soldiers were really good at writing, and it was kind of cool to see what was important to them, what culture was like. So don't sleep on reading from literature in the past. But this one is from Reinhold Niebuhr, The Nature and Destiny of Man. He has this quote that I absolutely love. It's about change. I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to go over it to see how we can benefit ourselves this morning. All right, this is the quote that we're going to be talking about today. I'm going to start writing on the board as you guys can read it and see it. Give me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Give me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Reinhold Niebuhr. All right. So essentially, we're talking about change this morning, and I want us to just do a little exercise and get us thinking a little bit this morning to try and see and understand the things that we can and cannot change. We just want to be more mindful. We're trying to take the principles from one of the greatest books ever, The Power of Now. Eckhart Tolle talks about how true suffering is committed when we focus on the things that we cannot change, when we identify with the things that are in our past, or we believe that salvation is only placed in the future. Again, focusing on the things that I can. So our first category is I can change. And then our second category will be I cannot change. I can't change. And I think both of these, again, if you look at the third piece of the quote, just the wisdom to know the difference. So we need to use our wisdom and our knowledge to better understand both of these. So I want you to go through today. Maybe you're chatting with a family member. Maybe you're chatting with a friend. Maybe you're just kind of going about your day. And then you're trying to think of the things, what could I change in my life? What could I change that would bring more joy in my life? What could I change that would make me feel better? What could I change that would get me closer to my number one goal? So we're trying to write out one thing I can change. So what is one thing that I can change this morning? I would say phone placement. I need another piece of chalk. Okay, phone placement. This is something I can change. It could be something that you eat. It could be something that you read. It could be something that you do for exercise. It could be something that you do, an act of kindness that you do for somebody you love and care about. Maybe you call somebody I haven't talked to in a really long time and you just wish them well. Or maybe you shoot them a text message. I do this a lot with my coaching client when in my 6-week coaching program. We reach out to people, we tell them our goals, We tell them our purpose. We tell them what we like, love and care about. And these people love these random text messages. If one of your best friends were to reach out to you and say, hey, I'm doing some work. I'm working on myself. I just want to say that you're an awesome person. I really thank you for all that you do. Could that be something that you could change? And I'm using a text message example when I'm talking about getting the phone away from me. But for me, just phone placement is so key. I like to place it in when I'm working over at the other house. I like to place it downstairs, so I got to go downstairs to get it. And then also here at our house, I like to place it in a different spot, so I only check on it periodically, because I was looking at my screen time on my phone, and I commit multiple hours some days to just scrolling mindlessly or watching YouTube videos on things that do me absolutely no good and actually just make me a little more stressed than I'd want to be. So phone placement. So what is one thing, and your example is different, right? It doesn't have to be phone placement. I think it's a very powerful one, but I can change. What can you change today? Ask yourself, what can you change? What is in your control? And next, I want you to think of something I can't change. I can't change. And that would be the rain. For me today, that is the rain. This is a big one for me. And I talked to my brother about this a lot. I talked to my family members about this a lot. For some reason, when the sun don't shine, Coach T-Dog gets pretty sad. And it's more the consistency of it versus just a day. But I am getting better and learning to accept the weather for what it is, accept for the things that I cannot control, accept people are just a combination, a pile of who they have been in the past all the way up into today. We're just a culmination of our experiences, right? So accepting people for random things that they say, because I'm sure there's things that they could change and they can't change, and they're trying to figure it out along the way, right? A lot more acceptance to the things I cannot control. What are some more things that I cannot control? I cannot control the war in Ukraine. I could, or even the civil war that's kind of going on in Russia. I cannot control a lot of the things that go on, say with the weather, as we have here for an example with this. I cannot control other people on how they drive. I cannot control. So you can start to think of a huge list of things that I cannot change. But we want to be very careful, because so much suffering comes from believing that you can change something you cannot. And that's where the third part of this quote comes in, and it's so vital, so important. The wisdom to know the difference of what you can change versus what you can't change. And I think this is where I'm going to kind of end our focus for today, but have us really just thinking, if you're going to do one thing today, maybe you're just thinking a little bit about the things that you could change in your life. And then also start to have some peace, compassion, serenity for the things that you cannot change. And I think it can really help us do our mission here is reduce suffering and improve quality of life. Reduce suffering and improve quality of life. That's all we're doing here. Coach T-Dog here to support you along your journey. If you need a coach on your path, if you need something that's fun, exciting, and invigorating, we have 6-week challenges where you can go in. We have the 1-page rule set. We have the 1-page task. We have the 1-page life plan. We have the 1-page series that is absolutely life-changing, guaranteed, or your money back. But then really, if we can do anything and just better understand ourselves, have more acceptance for the world that we live in, more acceptance for who we are. I totally went blank and forgot to rant about on the things that we cannot change. A lot of clients and myself working with people, it's wild how with the cannot change thing, like just how you look and how you're structured. Maybe it's the color of your skin. Maybe it's the shape of your eyes. Maybe it's the shape of your nose. Maybe it's how tall you are, whatever it is. Maybe there just needs to be a layer of acceptance for who you are and how you look. And maybe some forgiveness, maybe some compassion. I think it's really interesting how it can be a really difficult dance when you look at your body and you don't like what you see, and then having to make the judgment call and the understanding that your body can look however you want it to. You just have to eat the right foods and move it at the right pace in order to dictate what it is you want. But there are a lot of features, again, like your skin color, like your the shape of your head or the shape of your body, or maybe you have worse joints than others, so you have to swim in a pool more often to get exercise, and you can't run like your friends do. Whatever it is, learning your own, because it's just so different for every individual. Like your list of the things that you cannot change are not the same as the list of things that I cannot change. Your list of the things that you can change are different than the things that I can't change. But wisdom, again, applies and is the most important piece, because I think personally, I got tripped up a lot of times because I almost felt like a victim. And there were certain things that I believed I couldn't change, but in all reality, with the right intentions and the right focus, I could change them. Or vice versa, I believed that there were certain people and situations and beliefs and ideas that I could change, and I really couldn't. And I couldn't change, and I was just doing myself a disservice, causing myself to be sad and miserable. And then I'm spreading that on to my friends, my family, and the people I love and care about most. And that's not what we want to do. You don't want to go out there and try and change other people's minds, get all pissed off, and then come home and then hurt the people you love and care about most. Those are the ones who actually care about you, not the people who have different beliefs than you, so far out of left field, and say if it's toxic or whatever it may be. I think hopefully you can get what I'm saying here, is it takes effort, it takes time, it takes attention to understand and just appreciate the things that we can change, and then also appreciate the things that we cannot change. Surrender and acceptance to serenity, to this. We suffer so much in the future because we believe salvation is in the future. If I accomplish this goal, if I make this much money, if I do this, I will live and I will be happy. When in all reality, we have the access to that right here and right now. And I believe just the awareness and the acceptance of the rain, acceptance of the clouds, acceptance of the sun being hidden, because the sun's still there. It's just covered up today. And I accept that. I cannot change that. And I'm okay with that. I can control where I put my phone today. I can control the foods that I eat and put in my body. And these things nurture me and make me feel really good. I have the awareness and the wisdom to act upon this. So what will you do today? What will you change today? What will you learn to accept today? What will you change and what will you learn to accept? Ask yourself these questions, see if they can be helpful to help reduce suffering and improve quality of life. That's our mission here, to help make people the best people they can be, not only for themselves, but the people they love and care about most. Thanks for checking out our content. If you want to learn more about investing in yourselves and working with me and our company personally, we offer a 6-week Total Life Mastery Bootcamp where we go over the most important topics to make sure that our life has the foundation we need to catapult us forward, to take the right and proper actions, to become happier and more productive, guaranteed, or our money back.